Don't blink, it's your boy Yink. Control Color Show because I'm doing well because I'm having a wonderful day on this 26th, sorry. August 75. We are doing Tower, Nectarcorn, Tower. And of course, we got Tower right here. So this is actually pretty freaking good. This is how you multitask. We're doing 4 things. We're back with Prison Break. I have to kind of leave in about 25 minutes to be safe. But once I'm going to be done, I'm going to be super good because guess what? I'm going to get the phone, which is great. Now, we're going to be doing some Prison Break Season 2. Here's the version of Season 2, my version Season 1. Season 1 is great, but when you know the story, it's... So here it is. In my opinion, Season 1 was the best. This is why I watched it so much. And there's possibly some time where I didn't even watch Season 2, 3, 4. So Season 1, because the memories of it was very, very, very... still something. Season 2, is it much better? No. But it's good. So, without further ado, let's start. We are at Season 2, episode... I don't even know what episode. 5. Okay, I'm not going to be able to do that. However, if I do... Okay, so technically speaking, it's not 5. Technically speaking, it's 1, 2... I'll try to do 1, 2. Because if I can do 1, 2, I'll be very, very, very happy. Reason as to why is super simple. Reason as to why is, if I manage to do Season 1 and 2, I'll be able to come back and do Season 3 and 4. Season 2, Episode 3 and 4. And that's a great thing. So, without further ado, let's go. We have the Season 1, the Remembrance, which I take from Elden Ring. It is so dark outside, it's caca. So yeah, so we remember last season, sadly the plane that we're supposed to be on closed. You're gonna be seeing me look at this a lot, cause this is a lot closer. What is cool is now we're talking about the Fox River 8. So the main cast become the Fox River 8. Why is that cool? Well, because it's our character that we introduce. Why is that cool? Is because these are the guy that escape. Why is that cool? In case of having a bunch of inmates that you don't use, you only use 8 inmates. Lastly, why is that cool? Well, these are characters that you spend a whole season building. So it's not new, it's not like, hey, who's this guy? You know these people. So in my opinion, this is kind of cool. That being said, we've got so much stuff. And we got Lincoln. We got the boys running away. Now, of course, there's not gonna be there's not gonna be like a clear sentence of time. So, for example, the only clue that you have is they've been running since the night and then is the day. Well, technically speaking, how many hours is that? It can be 1, it can be 2. They make it to the train. Bellic is on their track. Now, Bellic being on the track is actually pretty good because it does show. Now, this show, I have to say, Season 2 is amazing. So, Bellic is the cops that we like the most because he's a bad guy, right? We want the prisoner, the inmate, to be doing well. So, the bad guy is a police officer. Don't ask me why. It's just how it is. So Bellic will lose his job. Will mean that he has more time because he's chasing the Fox River 8. But to what extent? Like, I'm not gonna give you 3 weeks to find the inmate. You have a job to do. The fact that they do this is, first of all, it's realistic because if he gets fired, he has more time. And all the character that we introduced also. See, this is insane because in a very, very matter of facto, you could actually say that Bellic has fled or ran away from this prison, but instead of prison, it's his job. The inmate left the prison, and Bellic left the prison, right? There's also Pope, but the Pope, they don't use him in Season 2, which sucks. So now the 8, they're asking Michael what's up. They're asking Michael what is the next plan. Michael has under control. Michael also, and this is the cool part, Michael not having a clear description of the tattoos is annoying because he's like, okay, well, guess what? I'm not gonna care anymore if you don't show me what it is. However, you can kind of guess that the tattoos also include the escape. So they have tattoo for the escape. We meet this new guy. This new guy is Malone. Malone is great. In my opinion, even when I first saw the series, Landerman was a cool character, but wasn't really cool. Malone is actually great. Malone has Michael Scofield level of intellect. Malone is also reckless. Malone is what should we call it? He's as strong. He's okay. So, for example, a guy like Michael links well with Lincoln because, like he said in the one, you're the brawn, I'm the brute. Malone has both. However, Malone also is very quickly introduced with having independence to the medication. So he kind of is. Ugh. And Malone, it's not a far-fetched idea. I think it's said in episode number 2 or 3 that he's actually working for the company. So yeah. But Malone is a great character, and the actor in himself is an amazing character. We got Sarah, which is an OD. We got Sarah, who's remembering what happened exactly. The Boys, which is kind of insane. We have T-Bag, and this is actually a cool scene. Because I'm going to keep referring to them as the Fox River 8. There's the 8 that escape. T-Bag find a veterinarian to take care of his injured arm. They cut off his arm, so he has to take care of it. The veterinarian does a super good job, by the way. So I'm going to spoil this for you because I think it's worth being spoiled. The other one that's left alone is a tweener. Tweener who was in a horse cage. This is super cool. This is really, really something that's nice. There's two interaction between Malone and the police, the Fox River. The first one is Pope, and he tells Pope, I expect a clear transparency, which means that A, we're going to be trading information. We're going to be trading information, we're going to be trading information. Pope is like, okay, yeah, sure, that's good, that's smart. And then there's a thing with Bellic. Bellic's like, fuck you, I don't need you. So it's kind of cool because it does show the willingness of the two person to find the people. Pope is out of a more professional, and Bellic is more of an emotional because they did keep him, you know. So this is also good. Now that being said, in this specific case, since Malone is corrupted, Bellic is right, and that's what I was saying before in the season 1. If somebody is bad, you're doing bad things to him. Is it considered bad? You know. So yeah. So you have. Oh, okay. A text. I don't know what that is. I do not know what you are. I don't know. I have to check if I'm still. Pray tell I'm still exporting. Okay, good. So we have Veronica with the president. You know the guy that was supposed to be dead? Yeah, here he is, which is kind of cool. Here's some couple of cool things. We know that he's alive, so the fact that there is discussion between Veronica and him is cool. However, there's much less liberty. You have this guy at Veronica, the Cardinals. Veronica looks for answer, the guy doesn't want to give answer, can only go for that for so long. Nick Fuentes isn't there anymore, so this self-imposed somewhat of a prison of progress is gone. You got more of Lincoln and Michael. This is what's really cool about season 2. We know that Lincoln and Michael are going to be close because they're brothers, but we also get Sucre that is there because Sucre is the best friend of Michael. So it's kind of cool. Even Abruzzi almost disappeared right away. T-Bag, Tweener, left alone. So who's left? There's 8 characters, not that hard to remember, Inc. Oh yeah, there's CPAT. Yeah, CPAT, he's not gonna stay long for also. They're still talking about Mexico, which is kind of great. Now there's a problem. Michael has a car. The car is for 2 people. Lycan tells him, did he tell them that? No, not yet. What should we call it? It's kind of funny. Malone is in Michael, and says this guy's a lot of tattoo, that's not taking a lot of time. And then he interviewed the tattoo artist because she knows him, and the tattoo artist like, oh yeah, he was very serious about the details, which I don't find it weird because this guy's not really artistic, right? So this is kind of good. So Michael said the first step in here is to. This is kind of cool. This is actually a really important scene. Michael says, okay, well, first thing I have to do is stop being cons. And now we're cons on a runaway. We have to stop being cons, and then we can live a peaceful life, right? It's not about necessarily running away from the jail, running away from who you are, new identity, shit like that. There's a little girl that finds them. She's like, "What are you doing?" It's like, "Oh yeah, we're fishing." Then her father's like, "Hey, you're the fox river guy," so they catch him. In the beginning, what they do is actually quite nice, but quite not nice. So what they're doing is they're gonna be showcasing the prisoner, and they leave marks behind. So for example, there's this guy, his daughter, they steal a car, and then it is a good opportunity for them to follow. However, take away these guys and it doesn't work. Now what is really cool here is I was talking about Pope and Bellic. So Malone is also versus Bellic because they're the one on the case. Malone, in this case, Bellic is kind of like the good guy, kinda, because if Bellic find them, they go back to jail, right? You're gonna possibly hit them a couple of times and then go back to jail, right? Which is actually quite nice. So now what can I say? Yeah, so Malone spend more time kind of figuring out the next move. Bellic is like a dog. He follows them. So what do I think matters? Well, I think Malone is right here. However, take too much time and you lost a guy, and then all you're planning was for what? For no reason, you understand? So the guy is like, "Oh, you're the Fox River 8. Abruzzi take the gun that he has, and he hostage the little girl. Now the hostage is kind of a good situation. The hostage may kind of a good situation is once you're in jail, what do? Okay, you're a criminal. Once you're out of jail, are you still a criminal? So Abruzzi kidnapping the girl is still a criminal. Still had that that criminal mentality. Is it a good thing? No. Is it a bad thing? It saved the group. For example, with T-Bag, when he cut the hand, is that a good thing? No, because it's criminal. However, you did save the group. Otherwise, this guy would still be on our doorstep, which is actually insane. Okay, we have Sarah who's being investigated about Schofield, asking if she has a sexual relationship with. T-Bag is getting cured. Again, it's such a sad thing because the veterinarian is a good dude. You can tell that right away, he's a good dude. But then T-Bag is a bad dude, so good versus evil, and evil won. That's kind of crazy. So then, CPAT, so here's the thing. They get a car, right? And the car, okay, well, what's the next step? And then CPAT's like, I want to go there, right? And he's like, no, this is your family. That's the first step that's going to go. And this is why I love Abruzzi in this season. Abruzzi doesn't have a lot of scene. I think he dies in season 1 and season 2. He dies pretty quickly. Sorry, Abruzzi. Which is sad because I like the character and I like the actor. He's like, CPAT's like, I want to see my daughter. And Abruzzi is like, no, they're going to look for you there. And he's like, don't you want to see your daughter? It's like, I have daughters too. I know how you feel, but you can't. You got Sucre. It's like, oh, this is the love of my life here. And Michael's like, no, you can't, bro. But this is nice. You know why? You know why this is nice? You want to know why this is nice? Because in the case of Sucre, we care about him. In the case of CPAT, we're caring more and more about him. See, CPAT to me strong arm his way, and I was like, ugh, not necessarily down with that. However, in season 2, we see him being a good father, and that I'm down with. That I'm like, you know what, dude? I actually applaud you. You might actually not be so bad, and if you're not so bad, well, I like you, you know, type shit, as a kid would say, high key, low key, whatever. So we have Malone, and he goes to the apartment of Michael, and this is how we see. And this is super cool because Malone, again, with the level of intellect of Michael, you see the wall, and you see this was probably plastered with papers. And then this is the coolest thing. This is the coolest thing. You know why? You want to know why? Because he was plastered with things, right? So then what Malone does is he takes the same wall and he plaster things. Now, he might start with 0, but he doesn't start with 0. He starts with the tattoos, and every single tattoos that he has. And then all he has to do is take the tattoos, evolve them, which is great. We have more of Veronica was realizing that she is a whatchamacallit? She is a Veronica that is a prisoner. She's stuck in there with the president. There's no escape. There's no cell phone, which is kind of crazy, but again, it works. And this is really fucking nice. There's an example of how Veronica, she's gonna call the cops, and then the president's gonna take out a gun. You're gonna be like, you know what? You're not gonna shoot. And the president is weak because his sister was so strong. And then again, Veronica gets over it, which is great. So yeah. So we have Sarah, who has her friend from the jail. Her friend is like, I'm sorry, what you did, I did was wrong. I shouldn't snitch. And Sarah's like, yeah, no. What you did was right. I shouldn't have opened the door for them. And now, this is the crazy part. That's when they know who was released with Michael. Who did Michael escape with? See, she might not have a problem with Michael escaping. Because again, she had a thing for Michael. She's not stupid. She knows that Michael's brother was Lincoln. And that Michael was possibly in jail to save his brother. She knows that. She thinks that's probably Sucre. Because there was a lot of love for Sucre from Michael. For example, she asked, who did that to you? Who hurt you? And Michael was like, no, it's not Sucre. Don't worry about it. So it does show some level of love there, which is absolutely important. Michael is starting to feel for Sarah. You buy it. These are important scenes. And this is why Prison Break is good. So at first, Michael was romancing Sarah. You don't believe it. Second, he started to really look like he likes her. Then you start believing it. Third of all, at the end, he really likes her and he asks her for help. And he even kisses her, So it's like, okay, well, this is it. We're in. And at the end, it's important because in season 2, when Michael cares about Sarah, you don't think about Michael using her. You think about Michael at the end that we did love her. So it feels more honest. We have more of Teabag thing. The doctor tells him, hey, there's a belief in my religion that if you die a bad person, you'll live a bad person. Eternal life. And then Teabag's like, yeah, I don't care about my next life. I care about this one. There's a really cool thing with Bellic. And here, Bellic, this is gonna be very mean, but Bellic is a prison guard. He possibly has some sort of formation as a police guy, but it's not something, holy shit, okay. Today is Tuesday. Perfect. We're good. Okay, cool. But I had a freaking tournament today. So this is kind of important. This is cool. They have this place, and Oshwalt, which is a town. And Bellic, you see that Michael spent a lot of money on a place called for storage to lead them to a place where he was, but he didn't go there. Now, this is the coolest thing. Malone, so this is the coolest thing. Malone does the same thing, but he realized that this is not a place, this is a person. And you see that Michael's digging a grave where there's things inside, which is clothes, money, shira. Now, here's what's important about this scene. This scene is one, if not the most important scene of the show. Why? Very simple. You got Malone doing things parallel to Bellic. Whoever gets the most result is the winner. Make sense? Somewhat, right? Cool. I am not looking for perfection. I'm looking for make sense. Gotta buy a card. 20 gold. Choose a ball to increase its power. Dude, that's good. Boss fight stabilization is gonna be good because I have a laser. I don't know how this works. 1e6. How do I do that? Chose a ball. Chose ball. Okay, so what I have to do is, this 107. Okay, perfect. Quick. No. Is they're the same? They're not the same. Oh, baby there? I don't know. There you go. Buff stabilization. Oh, hell yeah. This is so good. 2%, I'm gonna do demo. Even though demo is super slow, the laser is amazing. I'm gonna take out chip penetration for laser. It's just because that demo is gonna be stronger. And demo is now at, holy shit, Demo is now at 3.46. That's good. That's perfect. Okay, that's good. Sorry about that. So yeah, Malone being on the parallel, like this is the first time they got together. They're at the same level, and Malone wins. So this is quite meaningful. Everybody has their clothes. Everybody has some sort of money. However, Malone is there, and this is kind of cool because Malone's meet them. And it's kind of nuts because Malone meets them, but Malone wears, okay, this is stupid, but he wears a suit. He has a black car, which is our government officer, right? Now, I don't think they know who Malone is, but they know that he's looking for them. And they actually think, and even if they don't know, they don't need to know who Malone is. The simple fact of the matter is the guy was there. The guy followed them, and the guy was there. A couple minutes before, they were fucked, which is great. Um, they board train, which is kind of crazy. We get a call, and this is nuts because she calls the police. Guess what happened? The police being called. Guess what? This is nuts. They come to the house. They're hired by the company. Veronica gets killed. Which sucks. We got Sarah thinking about Michael. We got Malone who's thinking about what's going on, and that's pretty much it. It's a very cool scene where Michael toss away his handcuff. Very cool. So now, sadly, what I have to do is I have to leave because I want to go to the store, and that's pretty much it. So, love you guys. Take it easy. Peace.